Shalom, shalom. The book of Sirach, chapter 30, verse 15. Health and a good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. Fair use.
Your gut and your brain talk to each other, and when the gut talks, the brain listens. I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I make mental health education videos. Your intestines has about 39 trillion microorganisms in it. And yes, I said trillion. We call this collection of organisms the microbiome, and it consists mostly of bacteria, but it also contains viruses and fungi. Collectively, it weighs about 3 pounds, which is the same weight as your brain. We feed these organisms and they produce chemicals that we need. They send messages to the brain through the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is cranial nerve number 10 that originates in the brainstem, and then it travels down your neck and alongside your carotid arteries, and then into your chest, and then branches out and sends out feelers to control your internal organs in your abdomen and your chest, including your intestines. It's the longest nerve that originates in the brain and not only controls the contractions of your gut, which is called peristalsis, but it also controls your heart rate. So it's a super important nerve, and that's what the microbiome uses to send messages directly to your chief operating officer, your brain. That's probably more than you wanted to know about the vagus nerve, but I couldn't help myself. The vagus nerve is important in triggering a relaxation response. More on that in another video. We know that people who are depressed and anxious have very different microbiomes than people who are not depressed. With depression, you have a higher number of bad bacteria that produce inflammatory chemicals. They send these inflammatory chemicals back to the brain and they get distributed in the body. So the ideal scenario is to have a diverse population of bacteria strains. Yes, even the microbiome values diversity. Even though the microbiome contains viruses and fungi, it's mostly bacteria, so I will refer to it as your gut bacteria. What makes you have good versus bad bacteria? Several things. Diet and medications. Diets high in processed foods, sugar, red meat, and fast food promote the bad bacteria. And lots of medications, and not just antibiotics, can change the population of your gut. Your age. As you get older, your bacteria population becomes less diverse. Your sleep. Bacteria are sensitive to circadian rhythm changes, so poor sleep promotes bad bacteria and increases inflammation. And then activity level. Aerobic activity improves the diversity of your microbiome. The connection between having poor microbiome health and depression is so strong that research has shown that transplanting feces containing the bacteria from a non-depressed individual to a depressed individual treated the depression. So we know that this is a